Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Reacting Chat. I'm Dika. So last time on Snowpiercer, we caught up with Layton and his gang 6 months after separating from Big Alice. They were exploring the points on Melanie's research, and one of these excavation trips, Layton came across a woman who a woman who was living in one of these points. So in that process, Layton had brought her back to Snowpiercer, possibly for some questioning. And secondly, during that point, Layton was going through some, not hallucinations but visions. He was seeing something. And I mentioned in my last reaction, is that meant to be where the location is, or where New Eden's meant to be, this tree that he envisioned. Back on Big Alice, we have Kevin and Mr. Wilford kind of again, firstly trying to track down Ruth, and at the same time Ruth using the information she was getting from the engine, tracking down the rest of the gang, and just keeping track of them because Wilford wants his engine back. But they were trying to find ways to keep the resistance on lock. What happened with I forgot her name, but the ex-brakeman with the watermaster and things like that was going on. And we saw that horrible, shocking, I don't know what it was at the end of the episode, where we saw Mr. Wilford overlook something, a procedure that Zara was put under involving a baby. So I wonder what the outcome of that was. I wonder what that meant. And yeah, and here we are with episode 2, The Last to Go. So that was episode 2. We found out a good couple of stuff, especially stuff leading to Layton and his visions. And like I thought so, and they even showed it in the intro, that particular tree is located, or had a vision of where they're going to go. So in that peninsula and the Gulf of Aden, he said, that's where that tree's located. Essentially, that's where their last spot is. That's where Layton essentially sort of foresaw the future. And I know Till was making fun of him, but he was able to find the stuff in the books. Like he even mentioned how he's never heard of this tree, yet he was able to depict it from that vision. So I'm hoping once he gives them more evidence, and now they've gone back. So I wonder what they're going to go back with. Of course, they've got Aisha, the survivor, the one that they found outside, but that's essentially their proof that she was outside. She was living outside essentially for 8 years. And Aisha is aware of Wilford, she's aware of the train, so I wonder if Wilford recognizes her. I wonder if he knows of her. She was from the story she was telling Layton, she was a scientist, and she was an engineer. So yeah, I wonder if there's even history there. I loved how they were working together to get rid of that EMP, that thing that gave out the electromagnetic waves, because that's what he wanted to do, essentially break down the communications. But with the help of the resistance, they were able to not only mess with by the looks of it, their train was still moving normally, so I don't know if they messed with Big Alice, but they were able to signal out their point exactly, so Layton and his gang pulled up on them. I did quickly mention this before, how I was a little bit skeptical about Osweiler and LJ, their whole relationship. LJ is still unfortunately on that crazy fuck shit, but I like that Osweiler is still not 100% trusting of Wilford. Who would be? He knows what it means to be in the position he is in. He knows it's almost as if Wilford gives you something, he expects something back. So I can understand why, first and foremost, he was against wanting to tell Wilford, wanting him to take over and have anything to do with it, because again it's a sense of power. Wilford just needs to have his foot in everything all the time. And I'm so glad. I thought Ruth was going to lose her arm, and I really like that, almost how he was talking about how he built them as a warning, and it was essentially Ruth who was using them, and then she could understand that. You could see the look in her face, and like I mentioned in last reaction, Ruth has come such a long way, how she was a Wilford loyalist, how she left that life, how she believed in the cause in Layton. So I'm pretty excited, obviously, with Ruth's arc, and now they're at their battle stations, because I'm wondering what this means in terms of having Big Alice back, what this incurs. I did also like I mentioned last time, Zara, she's not had an abortion. However, they've injected something in her. Now, I'm wondering, just like what they used on Josie when they literally revived her back from the brink of death, if they're trying to do the same thing to her baby. The baby isn't born yet. They're injecting some shit in the poor baby. I don't know what it could be, but essentially creating a monster. So, yes. And obviously, like I mentioned, Ruth's sacrifice. She knew what it meant. She had to get rid of that. And I liked how she was on it from the beginning. She knew that, what is this? She kind of risked, not just essentially compromised her position, but almost compromised Harvey. It was only because of what Kevin saw that they even caught up on them. Otherwise, everyone was distracted by the wedding. And like I mentioned, how Wilford always needs to have his hand in everything. He was using it. I almost felt like they were getting married to the train. He was using that as an opportunity to unite everyone. So now I'm really excited to see what terms Layton's going to bring. He mentioned earlier that because they had a last spot, and what Ben had mentioned from all their data, they believed this last spot was the most promising area. And on top of that, Layton's visions and what he'd saw, they wanted to obviously reconnect the train and take them all there. So I'm really excited to see where we go from here. And if you did like this video, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.